So by following these simple steps, you can easily transfer your current brokerage account from one financial institution over to another Canadian financial institution with very little hassle. Hey, what's going on everyone? It's Griffin here, and in today's video, we'll be discussing how you can go about transferring a Canadian investment account from one financial institution or provider over to another institution here in Canada, which is something that you may want to explore doing for various different reasons, such as fees, features, functionality, security, or simply even just seeking a better fit for your investment needs. So let's dive into the steps involved in transferring your Canadian investment account smoothly and efficiently. But before we get started, if you find this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more insightful content on personal finance and investing. Now let's get into it. All right, so first and foremost, what is an investment account transfer and why would you even want to go through with an account transfer rather than say simply opening up a new investment account with a new financial institution to just start buying investments that way? Well, an investment account transfer involves moving your existing investments from one of these institutions over to another without being forced to actually sell them, thus potentially incurring fees charged by the broker for selling off your positions, but also potentially triggering a capital gain that may be subject to further taxation. So essentially, you can think of it as changing the management of your investments while keeping them fully intact, just with another provider. So with that said, here are a few reasons to consider an account transfer rather than just opening up a second brokerage account. So again, one of the main reasons to move forward with an account transfer is because when you sell investments to move them to a new account, well, you may incur fees associated with selling those positions and capital gains taxes, but by transferring the account directly, you can avoid these costs pretty much altogether. And oftentimes, the fees that may potentially be associated with the account transfer are going to be even covered by the institution that's receiving that account, which makes sense because they want your business. The second reason for doing this is to maintain your investment positions as is, because otherwise, selling investments means you're losing out on your initial book cost, you're paying fees, you're paying taxes, and you may simply not want to then buy those same positions in your new portfolio at the current price point that those stocks or ETFs may be at for whatever reason. So again, transferring the account allows you to keep your investments fully intact. The third benefit is that instead of dealing with the hassle of selling and repurchasing investments, if you did want to maintain these same positions in certain stocks or ETFs, well, a transfer streamlines the process altogether, saving you time and effort, as well as just the hassle associated with doing this entire process. Next up, transferring your investment account preserves your investment history and performance data for most of your positions, which can be very valuable for tracking your progress and making informed decisions about your portfolio in the future rather than resetting the book cost and transaction history of each one of your positions. And finally, many brokerages will actually provide hefty sign-up bonuses when you transfer your investment account from another institution, which again makes sense as well, even above covering the transfer costs because they want your business. And we'll come back to the sign-up bonus aspect of this shortly when going over an account transfer in real time. But yeah, so while opening a new account is always an option that is open to you, transferring your investment account offers several advantages that may make it a more attractive choice for you depending on your circumstances and preferences. But if you're watching this video, it's probably because you're toying with the idea of doing so. So let's take a look at how this can be accomplished. Okay, actually, one last thing I did want to mention is that although one brokerage account may offer the features and functionalities that you are after, which is why you'd be interested in transferring over, do keep in mind though that you could also simply choose to have a handful of different investment accounts with different institutions to spread out exposure risk when it comes to CDIC insurance, as most brokerage accounts will only cover you up to $100,000 per account. So if you have a couple $100,000 in your investment portfolio, it's definitely worth considering this in the bigger picture, and that is also something everything that I do. I have multiple different investment accounts spread across various institutions. Let's now look at that account transfer. All right, so now that we're familiar with what an investment account transfer is and why you may want to consider doing so, let's actually go through the process of an account transfer from a popular Canadian investment brokerage, Wealthsimple in this example, over to a newer player in the Canadian space called moomoo that's seriously offering a tremendous amount of value to customers and really leveling up the amount of functionality offered by a discount stock brokerage in Canada. But if you do want to check out moomoo for yourself, well, you're in luck. They're offering a ton of value to their users at no extra charge to you, like level 2 market data that other brokerages seriously charge hefty monthly fees for to gain access to. Also 0.09% currency conversion fees, which is truly unheard of in Canada considering most other brokerages and banks charge much higher rates. For example, even say Wealthsimple that charges 1.5% in FX fees if you're looking to buy US stocks with Canadian dollars. Otherwise, they also offer institutional trackers to see what smart money is buying and a whole lot more. So definitely worth checking them out. And if you do choose to do so, they're new to Canada, so looking to attract customers with hefty sign-up bonuses and account transfer bonuses as well, as you can see from what's on the screen right now, which is an account transfer bonus where you can choose between a cash bonus or an Apple gift card. So if you transfer, say, $10,000 to $49,999, you'll get $200 in extra cash bonuses on top of your deposit bonus, which is really great. Which, by the way, if you want to watch my full overview and review of moomoo as a brokerage platform, make sure to check out my full video on the channel after today's video. Okay, so it's actually pretty simple and the steps will be relatively the same when transferring to any other institution and vice versa. But when it comes to moomoo, all you have to do is come to this section right here and go into account transfer. Now, keep in mind that it has to be a transfer of an account of the exact same type. So TFSA to TFSA, RRSP to RRSP, or cash account over to cash account. Also, keep in mind that moomoo only allows account transfers from these financial institutions. So RBC, BMO, CIBC, Scotia, iTrade, Questrade, and Wealthsimple. So if you have a brokerage account with any of these institutions, you would be eligible to transfer them over to moomoo if that's something that you were to choose to do. And from here, you need to obtain the account number though from your departing investment account. So I'll do that right now within the Wealthsimple app. It's very easy. You just go into whatever institution that your brokerage account is with currently, get that account number, and then input it into moomoo. And again, depending on which financial institution you're transferring from, the process is basically going to be the same. And believe it or not, that's it. It's a really simple process. And if it's not, you're probably doing something wrong. Now, depending on the type of account transfer that you do choose though, this should only take a couple of business days and will all be completed behind the scenes between the two institutions. You don't really have to do anything else. A couple of things to keep in mind though, depending on the other financial institutions' methods and process, along with the complexity and size of your account. So let's say you have hundreds and hundreds of positions over several years of investing. Well, making a transfer like this could theoretically take anywhere from a couple of days to several weeks even, but generally it takes less than 10 business days to fully complete. So there you have it. That is how you can easily transfer an investment account in Canada. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them down below in this video's comments, and I'll make sure to get to as many as possible. Additionally, if you're interested in learning how to start investing in the stock market on your own, highly recommend that you check out my full stock market investing course over on Skillshare. It has over 2,000 students, 7.5 hours of video content, and it is completely free for you to watch. So thanks all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.